where to start with baby chickens. So quite often people will see very cute little baby chicks at their landscape place, at the pet shop, even our Mitre 10 has them now and again, and decide in the spare of the moment to be backyard chicken farmers, which is awesome. All for it. I think everyone should have chickens, but it is super important to be organised when you get your baby chickens home. I'm TJ from Allusions Farmstay Vineyard, and we're going to have a chat about how we bring our baby chickens home. So this is one of the coops that our really good friends Bruce and Kat made for us while they were visiting us. So everything on this little coop was made with scraps from all over the farm. So we had some dodgy old gates some dodgy old fencing. We actually had this for Millie, the Maremma, when we first bought her home. Super impractical, but anyway, we've finally made use for it 3 years later. Some of our old water tanks that we used on the vineyard years ago. So you can see the video of Bruce making them for us, which was really cool. So I'm just going to show you how we set ours up and what we think is important. Little baby chicks are pretty resilient, but there's also a bit of a fine line. They're very weak as well, so it's all good and well to grab them at the shop, but it is really important that you've got somewhere to pop them. So in ours, we will use some animal bedding. So this just from Bunno's, like 18 bucks for a bag. So we'll pop some of that down. We just have a little bit of PVC plastic in the bottom of it as well, which makes it really easy to clean out in between chickens. So they actually don't need loads, but they do need something that they're not going to slip over. They get slip tendons very, very easily if they are on slippery surfaces. Don't stress too much about making it perfect because they will annihilate it with scratching within a couple of hours anyway. We also made these buckets, these water feeders, out of our old buckets. We grabbed these little water feeders. I think we got them from Temu or somewhere. They're like $5 for 20 of them. So they simply we just drilled some holes in here, screwed them in, and then we will fill this up with water. So one of the things we love with our baby chicks is adding oregano. So we'll do that in the form of a little bit of oil. I'm a bit of a doTERRA fan, so add a couple of drops of oil in there. Plus we also put some fresh and some dried oregano in there as well. So what that does for the baby chicks is giving them some natural antibiotics. We hate using any kind of chemicals with our chooks if we can avoid it. Definitely a place for it if you need. But this just gives them a little bit of a good start, loads of nutrients in it, and it just comes through the form of the water. So they don't really know that they're being healthy, which is cool. We also learnt the hard way, unfortunately, to put some sort of top over the top of the water because baby chicks will fly and land in there and not be able to get out. So that saves a bit of drowning. So that one will sit down in there. We also add a bit of dried lavender. We do this with all of our chook bedding. So one, it's very calming. Two, we found it helps with mites as well. So we chuck that down because we like a nice calm nursery. No one carrying on. Again, they'll scratch around in that and move it to exactly where they want it to be. Sorry about that noise in the background. That is our pump. So our pump does the whole farm, all of our accommodation, as well as all the animal troughs. So it kicks in and out all the time. If someone's got a tap running or flushing a toilet, it's going to kick in. So sorry, that's the joys of working farms for you. Third up, fourth up. We use one of these. We don't use these very often. Most of our chooks are ground scratchers, so we chuck all of our feed down in the dirt so they can scratch around all day. These we'll use for baby chooks because they don't really have any idea. So we'll hook that up just so that it's high enough for them to get. And then, look, baby chooks literally can eat pretty much anything, but it's super important not to give them a full grain. They can't digest it properly, will actually get stuck in their coop. And again, we learnt that the hard way, massaging crops and castor oiling the crap out of everybody. So we'll just use a little bit of a crumb, which again, you can get from your landscape place. Most pet shops have it. It's just a bit smaller and they can digest it. We also like to give our babies loads of greens, which we're pretty lucky we can get most of them from our garden, and lots of berries as well. Again, antioxidants. The more nutrients you can get into those babies in the first couple of weeks, the stronger they will be. So their first few weeks are super, super important. Oh, look at this. Our big shed door is fixed. And we got a handle. So good. How fancy, you guys. Thanks, Bruce. Thanks, Cap. So another thing, if you are getting baby chicks, so a lot of the chicks that you'll buy from the pet shop and that sort of stuff don't need heat lamps still, but some of them you will. Our heat lamp's pretty old. She's looking a bit banged up, but it does a very good job. We actually use an infrared light on ours as well. To be honest, I don't know the actual ins and outs of it, but it is really good for muscle development. So that's why we use a red light. You can use whatever, but we always make sure we've got it on 24/7. High enough that it won't burn them, because chicks are a little bit silly and will quite often you will smell some burning feathers. But you also need to make sure that they've got enough space to get away from it. So if you have a hot day, they can get to the other side of the coop. So we'll often put ours, they're not using their little perch at the start, so we'll often pop ours down in this corner away from food and water as well, so that doesn't heat up. And then they've got enough space to get over the other corner if they need to get away from the heat. And they're pretty good at regulating their own body temperatures or deciding, you know, where they need to be as well. So now we'll basically be set up to bring our new lot of baby chickies home. We'd love you to subscribe to our channel and watch the next video on the antics in Chicken Town.